Okay, gonna do a quick little chat about the M6 2008 manual M6, 38,400 miles. Just a quick run through the mods that I did. I redid the halos just so they weren't halogen. It already was the 2008 LCI, so it already had the look I wanted it to have. Even Churi intakes, evolved stage 2 tune, took off the primary and secondary cats and resonator, did a exhaust bypass with a remote right about there, and kept the stock mufflers. So when you wanted to close it up and have it run through those, it could be as quiet as it could be. I run it open the rest of the time. Also did a new carbon fiber and Alcantara steering wheel and a short shift kit, and I think it was a ZHP F10 shift knob, and LEDs for all the interior and exterior lighting. Now, what it was doing in the shop was, and it also had H&R lowering springs and 10mm spacers in the front, and I think 12 or 13 in the back. Gives it a nice stance. And we rolled the fenders. Had some rubbing issues, rolled the fenders, we're good now. Now, it was in the shop getting the secondary cats put back on. My wife would not drive the car because every time you drove it, you just smelled like you just weed whacked the lawn or something, because it had just the uncatalyzed exhaust was coming out underneath the car, just basically got, in your hair, your clothes, everywhere, and she just wouldn't drive it. So one of the ways I justify having so many cars, I'm like, baby, drive the car. So anyway, so this last trip in, all we did really was put the secondary cats on and the short shift kit and the ZHP, I think that's what it was, F10 shift knob. Other thing we did that I didn't talk about was I did the iDrive from the F10 M5, or that generation. So it's a hard drive instead of a DVD based. And it's, it's not as good as Apple CarPlay, but it is way better than the Triple E or whatever it was called that was in these things in '08. You're not going to have great nav functionality, but you get in the car, your phone links, you can stream music and get phone calls, and that's fine with me. All right. So what was a big change? The short shift kit was a effing huge change. Huge. Much shorter, better feel to it. Basically, we did the short shift kit. That was the first step, and that was great. But the F10 shift knob, just heads up on how you had to do that. You have to keep the original boot. You have to cut away, because it's sort of one piece all the way over the top of the knob. You have to cut it away with like an X-Acto knife, and then on this you have to break it away, and actual physically break it away from a couple of tabs that hold it onto its boot, and then this little ring attaches to this boot. Put it on, it's good to go. There are instructions on BMW forums that tell you how to do it, because you won't want to do it without the instructions. But anyway, what do I have now? I paid $31,000 for this car. This is a 200+ mile an hour 5-liter V10 manual. They made under 340 of them, and most of them are probably ragged out. I mean, I don't know, but people are bitches that won't buy these cars because they're scared of spin a rod bearing, because some dude somewhere said they do that. I've never met anybody that did that. If you go to any BMW dealership, they don't know what you're talking about, and I ain't worried about it. So, and I'm not going to go do the rod bearing job and be terrified of it. I just think that the internet is a bad place to live if you want to be scared of things all the time. So I think that's bullshit, and I drive this with no worries. I expect that the Ferraris will cost a lot more to maintain. But anyway, the steering wheel and the short shift kit and the new shift knob and the iDrive brought this car into 2021. Even though it's not straight 2021 equipment with the new iDrive, it's close enough. Other than that, yeah, not really many updates. Sorry I don't get any driving video on these things. I have 5 kids, and I don't get to just go joyride. I'm usually going to buy food, milk, or diapers, or else they just wouldn't get driven. I certainly can't mount a camera and go drive the piss out of it, a la younger years. But I do intend to do that at some point, just when I get a little bit of time and I get the camera equipment. So last thing I'd say on it is this bitch is always staying out of gas. You know, it just, I can't remember how small the tank is, but you know, this thing has less range than like a 2006 Tesla. So that's the, you know, quote unquote downside. Or if you just want to, you know, piss off people that care about that stuff, you can just give them those facts all the time as they drive their Prius to work or whatever. If anybody has any questions, comments, whatever, holler at me. Like I said, I apologize for no driving videos. I'm stop having kids and do that one of these days. All right, take care.